Cancer, Cancer, what's coming up for you in terms of love? Okay, I think you need to think through some things this month in regards to love here, Cancer, particularly around some sort of partnership here. Now, the partnership can be with a Virgo. You've got the moon here, which can be you. Cancer, Libra, you had Aries, Aquarius, Leo, Aries in the general reading. So any sign really, but I feel like there's, you know, you're going through a period of reflecting and thinking about things. There's something that might happen that might not necessarily be to your liking, Cancer. And the Five of Pentacles could put you in a very difficult position here. It might be someone putting pressure on you. It might be someone wanting to strengthen that connection, or perhaps some sort of confrontation. Remember, I mentioned opposition. So there might be something here that you don't like, or something that someone doesn't like that might be happening in a connection. And justice is needed in that situation. But before that happens, the Hermit could definitely indicate you need to take some time and think and reflect about things. But the Hermit is heavily analytical. It is Virgo energy. So regardless of whether or not you are dealing with a Virgo, the Hermit is the overthinker. The Hermit needs solitude and stillness and quiet to think about things, to make a judgment. And you did have the Judgment card here. So I'm wondering what's coming up here, Cancer, that you need to think so hard about. It could be something that's causing you a little bit of anxiety with the Moon card. But you've got the Moon and the Sun. And you've got another 4 major arcana cards. Majority of these cards are major arcana cards here, Cancer. The Moon and the Sun, divine masculine and divine feminine. For a lot of you, and I think this is pointing to karma, you do have a karmic connection that's around you, or a connection that will come to fruition around you. But it's more than that. You know, the Five of Pentacles leaves us in a difficult situation, or a tight spot, or in between a rock and a hard place here. And you can see he's sort of lying down, exhausted of his energy. So it could be that there's someone or something that you've given a lot of energy to, and perhaps you're not seeing the results you want. And maybe it's coming to a time when you're saying to yourself, enough is enough here. If this is not what's happening with you, it could be what's happening with someone else. And then you're going to open that door, and everything's going to sort of flood out here. The Moon is emotional sensitivity as well. You're trying to protect yourself in a situation here, Cancer. You're trying to protect yourself because you either don't want to get into this position, or you've been in this position for far too long and you're ready to make changes. You've got the Strength card backing you. And I think you're ready to make these sorts of changes here. Take that sword and own it. I mean, the Justice card with the sword pointing up to the Emperor. There's something that you'll need to do, Cancer. It's not going to be easy. In fact, it could hurt. It could pain you a lot to do it. But I think some of you are going to need to move on from a situation here. This could be a major ending, and it could sort of tie into what I've mentioned in the general reading with the fact that you're letting go, this outpour of emotion, because the boat sails away. The boat is some sort of journey here. It's not perhaps a journey you want to take, or it's not something that sits well with you, or it's not something to be taken lightly, for example. And I think deep down, you know, you have to do it. I do. I think you've been thinking about it in a long time, or it's very much consuming your thoughts. Now, if this isn't you, this is potentially what someone else is going through, and they're going to reveal that. But I mentioned any sort of reveal is pure, you know, it's genuine. So pay attention to the doors that are being opened. Someone could say that they're not feeling like they're in a good place with you. That they feel healing needs to happen. I also feel like there could be someone from the past that is, it's sort of like opening the door up again, and there's history. You can see all of this oozing out. So there's something that's coming out here. The Moon is also subconscious. The Justice card, while it can represent justice, equality, a judgment, an outcome of some kind, it can indicate a bond, because the Justice card represents the sign of Libra, which is all about unions and bondship. So interestingly, I think that might have something to do with Maybe a message from someone that wants to open the door to the past with you once again. I don't know if this is an earth sign here, but the Five of Pentacles, someone is suffering in love. If it's not you, Cancer, it's someone around you. They're thinking about you a lot. You know, there's a lot of thought and they're even talking to someone about you. That's Hermit energy. There could be someone sort of pulling away. You might see some sort of anxious behavior around someone. Give them time, give them patience, let them come into their strength here, Cancer, because I feel like that's what they're needing to do. They're needing to grab that sword here. So time will tell how that pans out. But let's, in the meantime, move on to your career and see what's coming up for you in regards to your career, Cancer. Money, finances, creative pursuits, etc. Okay, let's start off with, you have the Temperance card, and the High Priestess has come up in your career. Maybe this reveal is more connected to your career, but fruitful things are happening here, planting seeds, okay? So it's an opportunity to plant seeds or nurture seeds. There might be multiple things coming up. You've got the Two of Wands, travel opportunities, multiple income streams, starting something new is also coming up around you with the Two of Wands. International opportunities, online opportunities are also highly likely. But planting seeds is really powerful here. You're also becoming more in tune with your career somehow. Excuse me. The High Priestess represents intuitive ability, so I feel like you're getting in sync with something. If you work with the property market, it's the property market. If you work with gambling, then it's the gambling industry. If you work in retail and the economic sector or finance, your predictions or, you know, listen to your hunches, because I feel like they're guiding you on the right path. The Temperance is here, so patience is required. It's also the sign of Sagittarius, which is honesty, truthfulness, or direction. And I love that. Okay, I think you're going to have a lot of energy. You have more Wands cards, the Two of Wands. You've got the Ten of Wands here as well. Ten of Wands can be a little bit tricky. You can see this figure here sort of walking through the woods thinking, and things are very intertwined, a little bit confusing here. So there may be confusing or opposing factors or people. Again, the Two of Wands, you'll be going back and forth on a financial situation here, on a contract, on a job opportunity. So there's a lot of, I guess, back and forth happening. And also the fact that the Nine of Swords is here. You're fearing something to happen. There's a lot of fear, or you're presuming something. But chances are you're right about it, Cancer. So whatever it is that you're thinking or feeling, I think you're spot on. But you can see this figure here, and is looking up to the big intimidating bird, and although there's nothing happening here, the bird is intimidating, and the bird looks as if it might, you know, eat or scare this person. Maybe it's not as bad as it seems, Cancer. I almost want to say their bark is worse than their bite, if that makes any sense at all. It can be confrontational and intimidating, yes. You know, you've got the lion here, and once the lion gets confined, and it can really unleash. I don't know if this is you perhaps acting this way, or someone you're dealing with, but that may happen, okay? But be patient in some sort of endeavor or requirement or opportunity. Be patient. Go with your gut here. Go with that instinct of whatever it is that's telling you to start or stop or go or strengthen or heal or leave it behind or start something new. Really go with that. Hone in on that ability here, Cancer, because I feel like it very much is leading you on the right path, or the path that you're meant to be in. But there is some sort of confusion in something here. But ultimately, I think things will align, and everything will fall into place here. Something about a trail. You can see this figure here in the High Priestess leaving a breadcrumb or trail. Someone might be leading you on in something here as well, Cancer. Pay attention to that. There could be someone, because the Emperor gives his people hope. There could be someone who is giving you a little bit of false hope in your career, maybe in your creative pursuits, or they're leaving behind a trail of some kind. It could be like a legacy. It could be like, it's almost like they're feeding you very, very slowly. It's not everything coming at once exactly how you want it to. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So complicated issues potentially at hand here, Cancer. But patience pays off. You've got the Temperance. Beautiful. Almost looks like this water current, or a tree stump even, and the 2 cups here. Powerful unions potentially coming up. The 2 pillars, the black and white, could even be a twin flame you're meeting, or a soulmate connection that you're meeting through someone, through your career or creative pursuits even. So that could be quite exciting as well. I will leave your reading at that. So thank you so much for tuning in, Cancer.